too, Brad Phillips. We've got a garbage bag around a box. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna open it right now for your viewing pleasure here on Brad Phillips RC, where we live the life of aviation RC enthusiasts so that you can copy. Okay, here we go. All right, what do we have? Oh my goodness, it's an actual drone. Amazing. There's just a little shipping packing list in there. Eachine E110, 15-minute flight time with altitude hold in a mode 2 configuration. Ironically, I think you can switch that. Okay, so let's look at this real quick. On the front, it shows a battery that is proprietary to this helicopter. Looks like we've got an antenna sticking out the back. That may be for dramatic effect, a red flashing light maybe. Okay, so let's see how this works. Slide out packaging, ages 14 plus. Ooh, look at that. 1 key takeoff, 1 key landing camera, optical flow localization, 6-axis gyro, 2.4 gigahertz, modular replaceable battery, really? Okay. 4 channels, ready to fly and easy fly. Okay, so it has a camera on it.
That's nice.
What?
Well, I guess I don't need this thing anymore.
We just throw that away. Just take that, put it in the garbage right now.
I'm sure the Eachine
This Eachine one's gonna outdo any camera we've got.
Way better.
Yes. Okay.
And for all the people that are gonna ask, it's a Galaxy S21 Ultra.
Ultra.
It's my phone.
That's what I wanted to do to the last
We've always used. Just didn't want to slide that out of the package.
Last time I was like, screw that. Woo-wee! Okay. Speaker warning. User's manual. Okay. So Eachine does a wonderful user's manual with only, you know, a few pictures of people. Looks like this guy's like getting ready to like, what is he doing? Okay, so we're not gonna look at that.
Good enough.
Okay, packaging looks pretty standard for a helicopter. Do not eat this. I've heard it's not good. All right, we have a battery here. Looks like USB micro plug here. Then there's the outlet that plugs in. Pretty sweet. Looks like it's a molded thing. Oh. Press the power button, and then it says 4 lights come on. And then those lights just indicate how much charge. Looks like this one might be charged. That's awesome. Wow, that's wash plate. This is a fly barless system, which is pretty cool. It's very light. There is legit a camera on there. What the heck? Hold on a sec. Is it actually a camera?
Is it just a fake camera?
No, it's like, it's got a lens on it. Why would they put a lens on it? But the thing is, I'm trying to figure out like, okay, how does this stupid camera work? Live stream your images straight to Hong Kong. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Okay, so there's a screwdriver, a tail rotor, and then 2 blades. It looks like they're both A's, so they're just gonna give you 2. And then it looks like you've got the world's shortest USB-A to USB micro, right? Micro, okay. So the way this works, right into here, like that. It's kind of hard to plug in the first time. Got to rip it open. Okay, then we've got an Eachine. Oh, feels kind of heavy. Are there batteries in there maybe? Sometimes they sneak the batteries in there. Nope, it's just, I don't know. Maybe it just feels heavy. Oh, what's that you have there, camera crew? That's so weird. Look, it's the world's cheapest, crappiest batteries. What are these, about 25 cents for 10,000?
Something like that. They're getting cheaper than last time.
That's right. So 4 AA's, you'll see the flat goes to the spring and the little bump goes to the flat spot. And there's also drawn, look at these things are so nice.
I literally just opened them.
No, they do not send us batteries. You do have to provide your own AA's. Yes. Keep that in mind, especially if you're like opening this at the flight field. You will need to provide your own batteries. And so yeah, so do that.
4 on Christmas morning.
Christmas morning, what is it to you? Christmas morning? It's only July 4th soon here.
It doesn't take
it's not even July 4th, are you kidding? But that is a true statement, camera crew. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, you'll note there's like no landing gear, it's just this thing, and then that thing. Okay, so like, what the heck? Okay, so there is definitely a camera, but what? We might have to read the manual? That's disgusting, I don't wanna, whoa, cool, app operating guide on, whoa, Google, iOS, or Android. Okay, Android and Google. Strange. Okay.
No, it's Goodle.
Goodle. If you guys got a Goodle phone, for you people that have Goodle devices, wow, amazing. That is so hilarious. Android, iOS. Oh, they didn't put the Goodle on the Chinese side.
I'm not allowed to use Goodle.
I'm so glad you read instructions, camera crew. Otherwise, the comic relief would completely disappear from the channel. You know, unless, of course, we're taking care of the nut and bolt sacks. So I'm just gonna put this back here, right there. All right, so the way this thing works is a helicopter. Let's talk about that for a minute. Where the heck is the power switch? Oh, yeah, it's on the battery. Okay, so press the power button. 4 lights. Oh my goodness, it's like, oh, I'm scared. Okay, turning on. Okay, so we're on speed low, the lowest, which is 1, down, then up, then down, then back up. It's alive. So you have to provide your own USB plug to charge this. So let's see if we can stick it in the hole. Can we stick it in the hole? Let's try. Unplug this thing and stick it in the hole. Oh yes, it does work on this outlet thingy. Okay, yep, that works. Okay, so just to show you, let's do a more conventional, let's just do one of these adapters, okay? This comes from a Wise Cam, like a security cam sort of thing. Okay, did it turn on the lights there, camera crew?
It didn't, actually.
There's no flashy lights?
No light. Oh, there it went.
Okay, so it's alive. Now, one thing I want to mention about this, we noticed this on other similar Eachine products. The lights are recessed in the cabinet just enough that you can't always see straight in, and maybe they're a little bit bug-eyed, pointed offset a little bit. Just, you gotta kind of line it up. And out in the sun, it's gonna be hard to see, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this. Up, down, arms it. Lean left, lean right, lean forward, lean back. Yaw left, yaw right. One touch takeoff and landing, which is pretty sweet. If the battery dies on us, we've already learned that, okay, one key takeoff. Oh my goodness, it's coming for us, our safety. That is sweet, guys. Look at this. Same as before. Awesome. Enrique. That is so cool. And by the way, I kind of love the way that looks. That is so cool with the blue lights on the forward-facing camera. That is awesome. Okay, so now what we're gonna have to do is, obviously, we're gonna have to put it into the speed 2 and see what happens. It beep beeped at me. Okay, so it's just a little, whoa, like a lot more leaning is allowed. When you let go, it's still auto levels. Nothing too special, nothing too fancy. That's speed 2, that's speed 1, that's speed 3, even faster. Okay, so as you can see, just a marginal increase in control authority. And as you can see, this thing is cruising. I'm giving it almost no input. Let's give you guys a shot of the sticks whilst flying. I'm gonna try to go over here and go up a little bit so you guys got a backdrop that's easier to see. Okay, so we're just gonna, wow, that is like kind of insane.
Are you still in?
Really good up, really good down. Whoa, my stick got sort of almost stuck, so be aware of that. There's your left, there's your right. Very good recovery when you let go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, also keep in mind, the thing is not flipping upside down, and I'm basically not even flying it. Okay, so I'm gonna go to like the middle setting, lowest setting actually, lowest setting. We'll try coordinated turn. Okay, so I'm just basically rocking both of the sticks. You see you can lean the helicopter that way. Pretty cool. Loving it going overhead here over the camera crew. As you can see, okay, so the camera crew is gonna fly now. Are you ready to be filmed against your will?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna lay the controls down, camera crew is gonna fly. She loves it when I put
It's my favorite part of the day.
Okay, we'll just do like less imagery. Okay, so as you can see, the camera crew is moving the sticks. Amazing. And as she moves the sticks, the helicopter moves. If you want to try a landing, a one-touch landing, anywhere in the room.
Anywhere?
By the way, there is a fan moving air right now. So if you guys are wondering, will this thing fly in the wind? Maybe.
So what is the one-touch landing?
The camera crew is flying it. Just look at the controls. It's so easy to fly, you can literally look down. See, she looked down. It's on the upper
Oh,
right?
landing.
Press it. Wow. Amazing.
So then if you just push it again, it takes off. It's all the same button.
Well, do you want to try it? Let's try it. Let's give it a good old college try. Ready? Whoa! Don't press any sticks. Let it get to altitude. The lights stop flashing and you're golden.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Amazing, guys. I love the way this thing looks because it's like, it's the legit Army drone, Navy drone, whatever, Marine drone. I don't want to make an argument between the divisions of the armed services.
Wait,
Whoa!
hey, I'm flying. Don't get so close. Seriously.
You're flying? I want to get some up close.
You're making me nervous.
Oh, I'm making the camera crew nervous. Okay.
Well, it's your face that has to be on camera, not mine.
This transitional state is like something else, guys. These things fly themselves quite literally. Okay, so yeah, we'll just fly. And by the way, I just wanted to point out, look, we're flying under the fan, the ceiling fan. Okay, so now we don't do a lot of filming in this hallway when we're filming, but we're gonna turn on the light so we can fly through the hallway and see how terrible it does. Hallways, anybody who's ever flown a helicopter knows hallways are the bane of their existence. I'm gonna go midway up the hallway for good filming reasons. And I'm just gonna drive down the hallway, just trying to kind of keep it between the walls. That is one of the things that has been troublesome for us in the past. As you can see, it does pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't wanna let go of the sticks because if it hits the wall, you could damage the wall. I have a sneaky suspicion it would create very minimal damage if it hit that drywall. But as you can see, I'm pulling it away. I kind of almost want to take one for the team, but I'm not going to do that intentionally. There is a bit of an air current that started, and so I'm just going to control it away from the wall. Then I'll see if I can, see if I can bring it away from the wall. As you can see, I'm actually having to do just a little tiny bit of active piloting, which could be easily corrected by trim, okay? So as you can see, it's coming out, no problem at all. And you can see that it is wanting to go that way. So I'm just gonna use these trims to move it, and then I'm gonna get away from our batteries. That would make one heck of an explosion. Guys, I'm just kidding, it wouldn't blow up. Unless maybe there was like a flaming torch attached to it. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna see if we can get that to kind of come back to us. Okay, trims are neutral now. I wanna see what happens when I do this. I haven't tried this yet. Oh, it shuts off, okay? What happens when you come back? Let's try taking off from here. Oh, that is so sweet, guys. Woo! Kind of gaining altitude at an angle, but that's okay. Loving it. All I got to say is these Eachine helicopters have come a long way. I love the cool lights. What we're gonna do is we are going to probably just land like that while holding the down stick, and then you'll note that it shuts off your throttle, okay? So if you want a beginner helicopter that's actually easy to fly out of box, this is definitely a good choice. Also, the price point is very moderate. You're not gonna be doing 3D flying. If you want 3D flying, there's tons of different great choices from Eachine. Here's just a couple examples. The first two in the line, E150, E180. The E180 will scare your pants off. The E150 can also scare your pants off. So be careful, make sure you get a belt on. You don't wanna end up on America's Funniest Home Videos. Trademark. Copyright. Okay, there you go. So the Eachine E110 high-speed helicopter. That's what the Chinese think would be a cool name. That's as opposed to a low-speed helicopter.
It's technically grammatically correct.
It is grammatically correct. So good job, Eachine. You're coming up with good English statements these days. Okay, so there was one thing I was thinking about on this helicopter that we didn't do yet. And that was that pesky camera. You got a camera on that thing? Yes, actually. That is the #1 question you're gonna get asked from grumpy old men at the park. Just tell them no, okay? No. Sorry, sir, there's no camera. That's just a pretend camera. You're filming. You're coming for my jobs. So now, does this move up and down? Yes, it does. It clicks up, it clicks down, I think. I just don't wanna break it. Okay, it does click, but it's manual, okay? It's not like you can sit there and articulate that from the controls on the transmitter. But what we're gonna do is we are gonna pause this amazing live feed from Brian Phillips RC to you in the interweb, and we're gonna set up the camera so you can see what it looks like on my Galaxy S9. which is what we used to film on before the 21. And then before that, it was a 7. And then before that, it was a 5. And then before that, it was a 3. And before that, we weren't doing the YouTube channel. Stay tuned. All right, real quick, so you don't get confused. I used my camera, and I don't show all these steps just for security things. You know how it is. And I went to the Google, and then it brought up, you know, App Store. So I clicked on the App Store versus following the link, and it brought up this Sentry. Okay, so Sentry, S-E-N-T-R-Y, LC forever. The reason I tell you that is because in mine, on the Android, it opened up a Chinese application. I couldn't read anything. I tried to bring the drop down arrow, and I hit translate, and so I could read what was going on, sort of, but it was hard, and I couldn't tell what the drop down boxes were reading. So I'm just gonna click install. It's 500 plus downloads, so not too many downloads.
500?
500 plus, that's always the ones that make me super confident.
Yep.
So, but Sentry is the same one that came up with the Android link. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and load this. It's 50.15 megabytes. I'm not gonna let you guys watch every step on my cell phone because we're gonna have a Wi-Fi connection here. Obviously this is still on, it's still working, and I should probably, being a responsible adult, have the control close by just in case something goes horribly wrong. Don't expect that to happen. It's installing right now, verified by Play Protect, whatever that means. So that means somebody probably gave like $1.99 to Google to authorize that. So now I'm gonna open this app. Let's just make sure there's nothing sensitive. Oh, it's got a picture of mountains. Look at this, that's beautiful. Okay, so allow Sentry to access the device's location. Okay, whatever. Yeah, allow them to everything. Okay, so yep, unknown SSID. So this is where you're gonna have to pull down your drop-down menu. This is what I'm not gonna show. I'm gonna turn on my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi is gonna say, what do you wanna connect to? I'm gonna see if I can share. Yeah, I'm gonna scroll a little bit and then I'll show you. Okay, so it brings up one of these choices is Sentry 720p. Okay, sorry, I gotta turn the screen because this is some security things come up. And it says Sentry in this upper left-hand corner. Actually, probably one of the easiest Wi-Fi setups.
Pretty easy.
I'm gonna hit start. Okay, so internet may not be available. Okay, so stay connected. All right, cool. So as you can see, the camera crew, amazing. Whoa. So as you can see, the me. Okay, so it's a live feed, which is pretty cool. Looks like the image quality is you know, marginal. It's nothing insane. You can probably record here. Looks like you can do settings, whatever that is. Okay, so settings, let's see what that is. A mode 2, mode 1. Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh, wow.
So can you fly from that?
It looks like maybe. So let's see what happens. Hidden, variable, and then fixed. That's weird. Okay, so did that say fixed? Start. Okay, so how do I do, okay, so there's files. Okay, so I'll go back. I'm gonna turn on, that's gonna take a picture. So that's a snapshot. Let's take a snapshot. Whoa, come here.
Oh, sorry.
Let's take a snapshot, camera crew. Snapshot. Okay, so you'll note, and then what I wanna do is I wanna see if I can find that. So there's 2 snapshots. Whoa, amazing pictures. Look at that, so amazing. Okay, and then video. There's no videos yet, so we'll just do a short video. Obviously, I'm simulating flight. It's an amazing simulation. Wow, look at that, camera crew, and me. Okay, so now you can also adjust the pitch of the camera, which is nice. Okay, so I've got the camera like this, and I'm gonna give you guys kind of like a simultaneous feedback here, so you can see it's live, which is amazing, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn that up just a hair. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take off by pressing the one-touch takeoff, move my camera stuff. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it get to a position where I feel confident and that it's under control, and the camera crew is gonna do a picture-in-picture with her second free hand, possibly, maybe?
Sure.
Okay, is that possible? Can you do that?
I think so. Is it?
Okay, so now I'm gonna bring the altitude down a little bit. And it's got a flashing blue light, amazing. Behind the scenes footage of Brian Phillips RC. As we all watch the crappiest camera in the room taking video footage. But it is pretty amazing that you guys get all this tech in this one little toy grade awesome drone.
This is super disorienting.
I know, I was just gonna say,
weird.
It's really hard to film like this sort of thing. Okay, so let's go up just a little bit. So as you can see, it is difficult to kind of keep your subject in the frame. Not like that's exactly what I'm trying to do, but I'm like, hi everybody. Welcome to Brian Phillips RC. This is amazing. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just show you what happens when we land into the couch.
Whoop.
Oh, so that was pretty amazing actually. Okay, cool. So now I wanna talk to you about one other thing. Okay, so when you have a camera or when you have a drone like this, okay, and this, make no mistake, this is a drone, okay? So I'm gonna take off. Give it a chance to get altitude. It's gonna go about 3 or 4 feet up and then you'll be in control, which is pretty amazing. You don't have to, you know, necessarily see picture in picture for everything.
Okay.
But obviously cats will be annoyed by these things. It'll be super fun. I can tell you right now, based on the way this helicopter works, I'm sort of, oh, there we go. I don't think you're gonna damage your furniture, okay? So we are now out of battery. There is a very short warning, okay? So as you can see, let's go ahead and stop that recording. I think all we have to do is just hit this. Okay, so I don't know if it stopped. Yep, okay, so it stopped. So let's go over to the camera station, the booth, whatever we wanna call this here. Let's take a look at what we got.
I didn't see any indicator on there of a low battery either. I tried to glance down.
There really isn't.
Yeah.
Okay, so the camera, just so you know, is still working, which is pretty cool. So I like the fact that you can see that still. So obviously when we go to the file, you can see that there is a video file there.
I wonder if there's gonna be audio. I doubt it.
Let's try. I doubt it. Almost never.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. It's us. Nice still video quality.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't see anything about where to put a memory card or anything to that extent. Let's take a quick look at what we've got here. Sometimes on these drones, they'll allow you to put a memory card in. I do not see anywhere to put a memory card in. You'll also note that there is lights here. There's 2 red lights and there's 4 blue. Very cool and very well done, I must say, because to be honest with you, that is a really seamless, that was probably one of the easiest setups we've ever done. And I'm actually like super impressed by that. Okay, so now there's also some features in here and it looks like those features maybe are not necessarily, I can't see how to get the controls. Okay, so what's this? Oh, so you can do simulated, you know, goggle setting.
Oh.
You can also reverse, as in flip it upside down. That's kind of weird. But if you had the camera pointed straight down, you could reverse it in course. And then I don't think there's anything else there. Let's see what off does. Oh my goodness, what is this? Whoa, it's trims, holy cow.
That's like your control.
Yep, okay, so what we'll try to do is I'm gonna stop the helicopter. There's your one-touch land, that's pretty amazing. And in the background, you can see some Eachine aircraft, that's always cool. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip it upside down for safety. I'm gonna press and hold the power button until everything is shut off, and then I'm gonna pull this out. And it should just go forward. Yep, it's a little bit awkward to take that off for your information. And there's the down-facing sort of sensor / camera. Now, I gotta warn you guys, this battery is not probably fully charged. And I've noticed that mine, the blue light does not stay on all the time. The duty cycle of the light is maybe like 10% on and then 10% off. Or excuse me, 10% on and like 90% off. So if you come by your battery and it's off, it's not that it's not charging, it's just that there's a sequence of lighting and then off. Lighting and then off. And my assessment's probably not about right. That is always weird when you have a live feed that doesn't go blank when it shuts off.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
So it stays with the last image, okay? So maybe that'll help you find your drone if you crash, okay? So I'm gonna slide this in to the opening. I'm gonna slide it back. It's fairly easy to do. I'm gonna press the power button and then I'm gonna lay it down. I'm gonna reestablish my connection if I have any problems. I don't see any lights. I'm gonna go down, then up, then down, then up, then down, then up. Okay, so I gotta turn off my transmitter. I'm gonna turn it back on. We just reestablished connection. Okay, up, then down, then up, then down, then up, then down. Haven't seen anything yet. Maybe I need to use the phone this time. Down, then up, then down, then up. Just be aware. I can see these sticks here now. Oh, it is moving. So look at that. That is so sweet.
Wow.
Okay, so be careful. I'm gonna take off.
Okay.
So one touch takeoff. I pressed it, but I don't think I've armed it. Okay, so down, then up, then down, then up. Okay, it's in the 30%, 60%, or 100%, and then there's also whatever that is. Looks like headless mode.
Oh.
Oh, that is so weird. Do you see that? So headless mode just stops you from controlling that. Okay, so up, then down, then up, then down. I don't see anything there. Oh, that's land. Take off. Okay, careful.
Oh.
Just in case. Okay, so as you can see, I am currently controlling it. That is very cool, guys. Right on the screen. And by the way, I'm gonna, little bit disoriented here at the moment. I've got some trims I'd like to set here. I'm gonna go ahead and trim just a little bit more and see if I can get that away from, that is so cool that I'm actually doing it on the smartphone. Obviously that's not anything that we haven't seen before, but it's the first time I've seen it on a drone that's like ready to fly out of the box. That is amazingly cool. And then also just in looking at the fact that we've got essentially an FPV drone here. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that this is as good as using the controller, but if you had you know, a better phone or a worse phone, that may have some impact on the performance, but it does seem to have very low latency. I don't feel out of control with this thing, which is amazing because that is one of the big factors I've had on previous generations of 802.11 Wi-Fi connections, which is what we have here. This is not a Bluetooth connection, it's a Wi-Fi connection, which means you don't have the latency issues you would have with Bluetooth. Even on Bluetooth 5.0, there is some latency. And if it's a few milliseconds is the difference between crash and not. Right. So also, I wanna go to headless mode here. So as you can see now, it's just basically one stick, I think. That is so weird. So yeah, I don't understand. Oh, that shuts off the control. I don't know why you would wanna do that. Okay, so evidently you can do that if you want, but I don't know why you would do that. So the camera crew is really having to work on this one because she's got so many different things to look at and see. And guys, I gotta say, this is way cooler than I thought it was gonna be. I mean, I thought it was gonna be kind of neat. Safety, okay? Don't cut yourself, but just wanted to show you that that can be done. Now, in order to take back off, you can do this two ways. I'm gonna take off with the stick. See, nothing. You gotta use the one-touch takeoff, okay? So, let's see how hard it is to switch back to the handheld device like this, okay? Down, then up, then down, so there is no change. I'm gonna shut this off, I'm gonna turn this back on. Down, then up, then down, then back up, then down, then up, nothing. So, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to basically turn this off. It's now off. I think I'm gonna close the app. I'll put the phone away. I'm actually gonna shut off my Wi-Fi so there is no longer a connection just to verify. I've got a Virgin connection here. So I'm gonna press this power button, hold it, lay it down, stick up, stick down, stick up, stick down, stick up. I haven't seen anything just quite yet. I'm gonna turn off the transmitter. I'm gonna turn it on Virgin, up, down, up, down. There we go. Okay, careful. One touch takeoff, one key takeoff. And as you can see, we're back to flying just like we were before. Amazing and very, very cool, guys. I gotta say, feature-packed drone is an understatement, guys. We have seen a lot of very good self-flying helicopters lately, but the technology is getting way better. Yeah. And to be honest with you, I am super impressed with how easy the app worked. Yes. I was like, oh great, another crappy app that's not gonna work well.
It's gonna take us an hour to figure out.
Yep, and I can say this right now. I am impressed with how good this thing does when it's interfered with. The other thing too is if you've got kids that are gonna be using this, I would, first of all, I would encourage you to have close adult supervision for a variety of factors, not the least of which is the fact that your kids can put themselves on camera. And you know what kids do when things are on camera, sometimes they do things that they shouldn't. And so just keep that in mind. Also, I wanna make sure to stress, this is definitely sub 250 grams. In fact, let's just go ahead and measure it real quick on a scale. And then you guys don't have to take my word for it, because I can tell you this right now, it is definitely sub 50, 250. It's probably like maybe 80, 90 grams. Look at this. Oh, I'll put it sideways. Trying to get the balance. There we go. 76 grams. That was a pretty good guess.
That was a pretty good guess.
So now, here's the thing. Drawbacks on this thing. If you're getting this thing to learn to fly a helicopter, you are really not gonna do much learning. This is more like flying a little indoor drone. Is there anything wrong with that at all? Does it change the way that your brain works? Is it going to give you some level of skill that you can translate into aircraft, like a fixed wing aircraft? Or is it gonna translate into another helicopter that would be more robust, like actual 3D helicopter, something that you can fly upside down, like actually command and control upside down flight, unlike some that will fly upside down for you for just a few $100s more. A few. The answer would be probably not. It's gonna build some skills, because really the spatial awareness, the thumb control, the muscle memories within, especially on a mode 2, this is your lean left, lean right, lean forward, lean back, yaw left, yaw right, up and down for throttle control that would simulate the way that the collective would work on a helicopter. And then of course your rotor control would be here, which is just like on a regular helicopter. But let's just be honest. If you can get into something with a proper control that's bound up, whether it be a Spectrum, Radio Master, some sort of an offering from Futaba, whatever it is, those are always the best ones that you're working toward, okay? Because you're not gonna go out there and fly this for you just like hours and hours and hours. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But the thing is to learn the skill that is very challenging, that is flying an actual radio controlled airplane without full flight control for auto leveling, stabilization, and as soon as you let go of the sticks, that thing snaps back like a master, right? Those skills come with a lot of failure, practice, and money, okay? Even if you use a simulator, let's get real, the best simulators are pretty expensive. So if you're trying to avoid buying something that's like super, like maybe not engaging as just a basic simulator, which simulators are fun, especially in bad weather or, if it's dark out or whatever. But this thing is really cool. And guys, this is a fairly large size living room, kitchen, dining room, entryway sort of room. We've demonstrated it goes down halls okay, but I mean, most houses you're gonna have rooms that are big enough to fly this in. That's really cool. Also, the scale appearance could be worse. This is modeled after a real military drone, which is pretty amazing. I love that. That is just really kicks up the cool factor, in my opinion.
I feel like if you're looking for something that's introductory, whether it's for a kid or you're buying a gift for your husband or something like that, and you don't want to spend really big bucks like we've done on some other things that fly themselves, I think this is a better option.
I do too. I definitely think this has better market appeal. I think it looks cool. I think it's really fun. Would I personally prefer a scale looking helicopter over something that's got a camera in it? Absolutely, 100%. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the camera is fun, but it's not like you're going out and shooting a YouTube video with this, okay?
It's funny though, because our oldest son just today was like, why doesn't anybody ever put a camera in a helicopter to do aerial footage? Which they do.
They do, and they have been for some time.
Yeah.
Also, sub 250 means that the drone registry is not as much of a factor. I mean, there's still technically some rules that you're supposed to follow, but if it's outside of the jurisdiction, then I am not going to sit here and preach for the FAA. I disagree with
the manual. Just says don't fly around electric pylons and pools.
That's right, electric pylons and pools. What are electric pylons?
I'm not sure.
I think they might mean power lines.
You could ask Google if you're not sure.
Just Google it, Goodl. So anyway, in closing, guys, amazing work by Eachine. We love when there's Chinese typos because we will just press the buttons for years. To be honest, I don't speak Chinese at all. No forms of Chinese, no Mandarin, nothing like that. No Eastern Asian languages at all. So I shouldn't even make fun of them because that is amazing that you can speak 2 languages and still communicate with human beings. That is a very cool skill. But I can say this, what's even more amazing to me being an RC enthusiast is just the amount of stuff that they have packed into open the box and 5 minutes later it's in the air. I mean, like,
for real.
You don't even have to charge it. It'll probably have enough charge to fly to get that intensity taken care of. And then of course you can charge your second battery when it gets there. Keep in mind, mode 2 is what we picked. You may be able to pick mode 1. You can switch the modes, at least as it pertains to the software side on your smartphone or your other device. So if you have like an Apple product and you want to switch from mode 1 to mode 2, you should be able to do that. Again, we're on mode 2. Mode 2 means throttle, rudder or yaw, pitch control, which would be like the elevator channel, and then roll, which would be like ailerons on an airplane, okay? So, or if you're speaking helicopter, this would be the collective, and then this would be the cyclic, not the cyclic, okay? So guys, without further ado, hopefully this is a lot of information, helps you answer questions like, what are the Chinese gonna do with this video footage? And
great.
Yeah, you're welcome, Eachine. But if you're really not too worried about that, I think this is an amazing product. Really cool, really fun. And all joking aside, guys, really cool product. We've done a lot of Eachine stuff. You know, from early on, we've been doing Eachine stuff, and these 400 millimeter warbirds, we thought that was amazing at the time, and it still is. It's one of our favorite warbirds in terms of something that's small, entry level, inexpensive, fun. Resilient, doesn't get destroyed every time you crash. And then the other thing I meant to say earlier is that I almost feel like I could crash this just to demonstrate it's not going to hurt you, but I would rather not crash it because I kind of like it.
Yeah.
So that being said, I don't think it's going to break. There are some smaller plastic components. If you got little kids, you want to be a little bit careful about that. The other thing is, I don't like proprietary batteries that are shaped and molded like the aircraft, because then you're married to those batteries. So keep that in mind when you're ordering. Order as many batteries as you think you might need. Yeah. They are really cheap. So just like if you get it with 4 batteries.
Yeah.
If the 4 battery option is out, get it with 3. If the 3 is out, get it with 2. If the 2 is out, get it with 1. Because this thing is awesome. Now, they're supposedly replaceable batteries. I have no idea what that really means.
Maybe rechargeable.
Well, I think you can actually open the battery case up and potentially replace the battery in that regard. So let's just double check that real quick, because you come to Brian Phillips RC because we answer the difficult to answer questions like, hey, what does this plane look like when it's crashed? How long did it take you to actually build the 1 hour build that's actually 24 hours? We answer the hard questions like, how many airplanes can you get before your husband or wife murders you? We have not found that answer yet, but we're working on it.
You're trying.
So if in Google, if you're translating all these words into text to search for dangerous threatening things, we have now put ourselves on the watch list. Don't worry, we've provided the camera.
Yeah. We have the footage. You're still alive.
Yep, we're still alive. We have proof.
Did you drop
I dropped
a
one.
screw? Oh, it's right there.
Yep.
It's right by my
This countertop, if you guys are looking for a countertop, would be the absolute worst choice if you're dropping screws.
If you're looking for something to hide
if you're looking for something to hide any screw that you have laid down, just do this. Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's see if this even opens. I don't know that this is going to open, and we're just doing this strictly so you guys don't have to necessarily. Looks like there might be...
Break it.
Well, no, I'm not going to break it. I'm just going to break it for our customers, for our viewers. Okay, so let's just see what's inside here. Guys, remember, we do this for you because we care about you and we want you to understand what you're getting into. Okay, so obviously it's a G22509.
That's what I was thinking it would be.
There's a button on there. I don't know what the button does. I'm sure it's probably like the self-destruct mode. You want to press that?
Consplosion.
It's a consplosion, yeah. It doesn't even mark how many milliamp hours it is. That's hilarious. It's 5,800 milliamp hours with a 2.14 or 2.15 watt hours. This is a 3.7 volt pack. So that would be a 1S 580 milliamp hour. It doesn't say what C rating it is, but I would imagine it's probably close to a 30C pack, and it is soldered onto the board. So if you do have to replace the battery, you're gonna have to have enough skills to take it apart, which was 4 screws, and enough skills to solder, which is not hard, but just remember, lipos are the most dangerous part of this whole package deal, even more so than hitting yourself in the face, because I just don't think you're gonna get hurt that bad, but don't test my theory.
Yeah.
And be careful, you know, hard hat, safety glasses, high visibility vest, long sleeve shirts, coat, probably 2 coats to be safe.
Chainsaw?
Work boots, steel-toed boots, obviously metatarsal supports, And is there anything else like steel gloves?
Respirator. Some
Respirator,
sort of mask,
obviously.
for sure.
2 masks, at
hearing
least
protection.
2.
Did you mention hearing protection?
Hearing protection. So guys, we're all about safety here on Brian Phillips RC. We never use chainsaws in long sleeve shirts or anything dangerous at all, ever. We don't do any farming work that's dangerous at all. So we're just perfect examples of what not to do. Also, if you do take this apart, there is this like standoff thing in here. Oh. Okay. So you see that? Oh, that's the power button. That's not the self-destruct button. See, it's just the power button. Okay, pretty cool. Those are SMD LEDs. Oh, and that does slip out. Cool, look at that. So there's your balance port. That's pretty amazing. They've got the whole charging circuit and everything built into this one very, very light, probably weighs like 2-gram board. Amazing, guys. We are getting some crazy tech in these helicopters, and just so you know, I'm gonna put that together off camera and it won't catch on fire at all. But just so you know. If it
does, I'll start.
If it does,
we'll film.
When you're charging, I'm gonna tell you the one and only serious safety thing with any of our aircraft: don't cut your hands in the prop. I don't think you would with this, even at full speed. Put your hand in there, I don't think it's gonna cut you. But don't test if it'll cut you, because it might cut you. Also, the most important safety issue on airplanes, lipos. Airplanes is lipos. Airplanes, lipos. Helicopters, lipos. Drones, lipos. Lithium polymer packs are inherently less stable than some other chemical chemistries in battery technology. Is this one done charging? It stopped flashing, so I assume that would be done. So let's press the button and see. So the best thing you can do to protect yourself, your family, and your goodies would be to charge on a hard surface that's going to be flame resistant. If you don't have a hard surface that's flame resistant, find something maybe like a concrete floor. If you can do that, you know, don't leave your batteries unattended when they're charging. And if you do have to leave them unattended, make sure that it's in a place that if it caught on fire and burned up, which by the way, this battery's so small, it's probably not going to be a major consequence, that it would burn your house down, wouldn't hurt anybody. So seriously, other than that, you guys are good to go. It's a very safe hobby, very wholesome hobby. Unless you're watching Brian Phillips RC, then there's questionable stuff going on most of the time. But we love doing this for you guys. And if you want to help support us, you know, to give us a pat on the back and a thank you, what you can do is you buy these things from the links in the video description below. Also, we have a website, brianphillipsrc.com. It's really hard to remember. It's my name plus RC. Just like the YouTube channel, it's so strange. So if you're typing Brian Phillips, B-R-I-A-N, Phillips, P-H-I-L-L-I-P-S, RC.com. We will have links to all the videos and also the products that you might want to buy, which there's always a plethora of them in our living room that should probably have things like couches and TVs, of course. You know, like dining room tables.
Should be in the basement.
Maybe airplanes. Sometimes when your basement fills up and there's no more room in said basement, you need to start putting them in the living room until you run out of room in the living room.
Need a new basement.
Or a new living room. So anyway, guys, that's all you get for today. Brian Phillips RC is going to be signing out. But at the same time, we really want to thank you. Special thanks to our patrons. I was just thinking about that today. We had a new patron. It's always cool to get new patrons. And if you want to support us in that way, maybe you don't like this particular product, but you like other products that we've reviewed in the past, or you like our method of kind of really giving you the no BS. You know, we don't shy away from showing you the bad stuff, and we also make fun of the manuals, which is always fun. Again, we don't speak multiple languages, so they're probably making fun of us in Chinese anyway, so I'll take it.
It's okay.
But at the end of the day, we love reviewing radio-controlled airplanes, helicopters, and we love that you guys are there to support us. PayPal is easy, very low fee structure. So most of the money that you support us with will go straight to us. If you're stateside, it's pretty much all going to us, which is really nice. Patreon has pretty high fee structure, but the monthly support is really nice. It helps people like me that are gonna be eventually doing this full time to have an opportunity to continue to do that, and you guys can support us in that way. So we really appreciate it. But we still emphasize the best possible way that you can support not just Brian Phillips, but Megan Phillips and our 4 kids. The acreage that we maintain so that we can do all this here, which, to be honest with you, is the largest financial draw and investment that we've made for Brian Phillips RC. You know, we've got a runway out here. We've got an airstrip that we're going to be putting in here pretty quick. We've got power lines that we're going to be burying under the ground so that we can fly and not get killed. Just lots of different things. It's kind of a lot. The way you can support us is just buy the amazing, cool toys and products that we review here on this channel. And we know that you're gonna love them because if we love them, you can tell. And then you'll be supporting us in a very real, tangible way. Every little bit helps, and then you guys are getting what you want to, which is really the amazing aircraft, the amazing FPV gear, whatever it happens to be, the drone, the camera, you know, whatever it is, the audio gear, you know. We don't care what you pick, but that's the easiest way to support us, and it's mutually gratifying for everybody involved. The suppliers that work with us, the distributors, the manufacturers, and don't make any mistake, guys. I know sometimes we kind of get into this mindset of like, oh, I want to get American made, and I get that too. I want to do that too. But the thing is, some of this Chinese stuff, you have to remember there's a lot of Americans that are making money along the way too, and we're one of them. So don't forget that if you're watching this on the 4th of July, freedom, you know, this will probably come out after the 4th of July. I'm just saying.
It might, it's possible.
But either way, you know, happy 4th of July. Buy this Chinese stuff. It's awesome.
You're supporting us.
You're supporting Brian Phillips RC.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's what you got. Awesome helicopters on Brian Phillips RC. We do the drones, we do the airplanes, we do FPV, we do some occasional chainsaws.
Leaf blowers.
Huh?
Leaf blowers.
Oh, don't forget the leaf blowers.
That has been like the most hated on video, and that's like my favorite non-RC thing I've ever done. The time.
We usually throw a shameless kitten placements. This cat is sleeping right now. So, but the other 3 are probably out hunting large animals.
Yes.
Or being hunted. Could be, either way.
Sleeping in our hay pile.
Probably sleeping in the hay pile. So anyway, guys, we appreciate you. Stay tuned. So much more from Brian Phillips RC.